Hello and welcome back, everyone, to Rocket Rabbit Commentaries Run Through Legacy of the Duelist, and in this episode, Jack Atlas versus Carly Carmine. For the record, there is a background element where Jack Atlas and Carly Carmine have this, a stalker romance thing going on, where Carly is a reporter absolutely obsessed with Jack. That will get paid off at the very end of the storyline. Yeah. But that is effectively what is fueling her turn over into being a dark signer. One, the fact that she got thrown out of a fucking building, and two, that that she specifically wants to interact and have a decent romantic relationship with Jack. As Annotations Gerda mentions here, I actually prefer Jack Atlas's deck in comparison to Yusei's, because Jack's monsters actually have the ability to stand on their own, and because they have the ability to stand on their own, they effectively actually work, as long as you're using them. Whereas Yusei's desperately need, a lot of the combo pieces together in order to function as a playable deck. I mean, yes, Mad Archfiend usually only gets one or two attacks before it ends up getting destroyed in battle, but Jack Atlas has got a lot of stuff that, it makes it so that he can either recover Mad Archfiend or just use it as synchro material. And there's Future Visions again. Also, Jack Atlas has got specifically a significantly better supported archetype than the synchron pieces with the Resonator stuff. Specifically, Resonator Call allows you to search out any of the Resonator monsters, so you virtually always have what you need when you want to go into your bigger synchro plays.
Especially after you have gained command of the board, and oh my goodness, it's only the third turn of the game, and Carly's about to get knocked out.
The big problem that Carly specifically has is that she needs Future Visions on the board turn one in order for her strategy to go off, and then she needs to very specifically, not die after playing Future Visions, because if Future Visions if Future Visions has her going second, then she just ends up not having monsters. Yeah.
I agree that there is a big difference between having turn one Future Visions and not having turn one Future Visions.
Yeah. Bye, Carly.
Don't
worry, she's fine. She ends up in the hospital. Alright, Truth and Consequences. This is actually my favorite of the Dark Signers, and she gets no goddamn lines. This is because this is the Reptilian Duelist, and I don't even remember her. Yeah, it's Misty. Misty Treadwell runs the Reptilian archetype, and I love this archetype. I really wish that she actually had lines, though, because I have no idea what the fuck her deal is.
She doesn't have any lines of dialogue whatsoever?
She has no lines in this game. I don't remember how the fuck Akiza ends up fighting Misty during the anime, because I was not watching the anime at this point. As a point of fact, although I did watch the very end of Yusei versus the final Dark Signer boss, I was not actively watching 5Ds. So yeah, I have no idea how most of these duels actually went, or if they're any good. But I like Misty's deck specifically. She's also one of the few Dark Signers that doesn't actually happen to have an extra deck in this game, which is really weird because her boss is supposed to be Reptillian Hydra. Except because she's a Dark Signer, her actual boss ends up being the Earthbound Immortal Gecko. And even then, there's degrees of issues with that, because, well, with her boss being the Earthbound Immortal Gecko, she kind of needs a decent field spell for that. So you would assume it would be either Venom Swamp or maybe Mystic Plasma Zone. And I don't even think that we actually see what Misty's specific field spell is for this duel. And yes, we are actually going to win this duel, despite how horribly it looks like we are starting right now.
Well, appearances can be deceiving in Yu-Gi-Oh! Because you can start a turn with an empty board, and then you can end the turn with a full board.
I mean, in modern Yu-Gi-Oh, not at this point in Yu-Gi-Oh's history. If your board is empty at this point in Yu-Gi-Oh's history, you're probably screwed. Reptilian Naga effect.
Oh, right. Well, don't fancy that. She actually had a decent attack target to minimize the damage she took.
Okay, so we'll normal summon Twilight Rose Knight. Then use Twilight Knight's effect in order to special summon Hedge Guard. And from here, we can actually bring out specifically Black Rose Dragon. Yes, Black Rose Dragon.
Nuke the board.
I'm not nuking the board. I want to use my Black Rose Dragon.
But she's got so many cards.
Yes, and she's going to get more when... I guess I am nuking the board in order to negate her shards of
right.
green. Okay.
Because that was the correct move. You just got +4 on the game.
As Annotations Granite mentions here.
So where were we? Now you have 4 cards in your hand.
I also have Lone Fire Blossom. Okay, this should be over now. Use Lone Fire Blossom to bring out Giga Plant, and then from there, just absolutely destroy Misty. But instead, we're going to gamble with Witch of the Black Rose again. Thankfully, it actually hit this time.
Yay.
Hey, Reptilian Naga.
0 attack points.
Okay, so... Oh, it's Messenger of Peace.
That's okay. We got a decent number of cards that can still attack. I mean, she's got 7,600 life points, but we can still attack.
I'm relatively certain that what I want to do is use Lone Fire Blossom to go into Giga Plant here, but I'm not entirely sure that's what I'm actually looking to do.
That would be a good move.
The thing about Akiza's deck right now is specifically since she's only running 2 different Synchro monsters, it's kind of difficult for me to parse out what I actually want to do with her deck at this moment. Because I could, start just pecking away at Misty's life points with Lone Fire Blossom, Violet Witch, and Rose Fairy. But from there, what do I want to do after that,
Okay, main phase 2, tribute Lone Fire Blossom. And get a monster that actually has a decent amount of attack power.
Yeah, Giga Plant.
And next turn, we get to Gemini. Normal summon it. Yeah. Now, is she going to be so foolish as to ram into Giga Plant in order to reduce its life?
Yes.
And she is. That's silly.
But is it silly? Because if she drew into her actual really awesome card, then this totally makes sense. But she did not draw into her really awesome card, so...
So now we're going to normal summon the Giga Plant so we can get its ability to special summon monsters.
Yes, specifically another Lone Fire Blossom, yes?
Yes,
another Lone Fire Blossom.
The only other Lone Fire Blossom that was available.
I should have summoned Violet Witch. Oh well.
And now we're going to switch the Giga Plant. Oh, right. We can't change its battle position during the turn it's normal summon. Damn it.
Right.
And that includes Gemini summoning.
Oh, look. We have another Giga Plant. Haha.
Yeah, and
now
she's going to ram into it again like an idiot. Yeah. That's the thing about playing against computer AI opponents is that just because you beat the opponent does not necessarily mean you are playing a good game. A lot of times it just comes down to knowing the idiosyncrasies of the AI. Like, for example, suiciding Reptilian Naga and taking out more than half of your starting life points in order to reduce his attack to 0.
But
that's
the thing
not
is,
good Yu-Gi-Oh!
The thing is that actually, in multiple instances, would actually be good Yu-Gi-Oh! If she had the appropriate combo. The thing is, she just didn't go into the appropriate combo here. Like, if she had gotten Vosky, if she had gotten Gorgon, if she had gotten Skilla, all of those would have made that play significantly more sensible and probably would have just straight up won the game. But instead, she just went off to do the thing instead of having the appropriate pieces for it. The 5Ds era actually has a lot of archetypes that require this level of planning and build around knowledge in order to actually function well. Reptilians are not the only ones that do this. Very specifically, Nordics actually have this problem, because if you're not careful with what Nordic names, this will come up a bit later as we go through 5Ds. But if you're not careful with what Nordic names they're actually using, you can screw yourself out of summoning the synchro monsters that you want to bring out, and just end up with monsters that just end up with a plethora of monsters that you can't do anything with. It has happened to me on more than one occasion where I've attempted to specifically summon either Thor or Loki and end up only being able to summon Odin. Ugh.
Okay, so I have a question based on the current board state in front of us. Could you use Lone Fire Blossom during the battle phase?
No, you can't use Lone Fire Blossom during the battle phase. It's not a quick effect.
Not a quick effect, gotcha. Because I forgot, that's a thing in Yu-Gi-Oh! They actually have to declare whether or not it's a quick effect.
Burden of the mighty.
Yeah, big deal. All of our monsters already have 0 attack.
Right.
Oh my goodness.
Special summon Black Rose Dragon, nuke the field.
Don't nuke. Oh,
yes,
right,
nuke the field.
Because you have to get rid of Messenger of Peace. Right. But then how do you win this turn?
By my normal summon. I've not used it yet.
Oh yeah, that's right. Surely we have a monster that has 400... oh, right. Naga is no longer in play. Nice.
Yeah, Violet Witch.
Kill with the witch.
Thank you, Violet Witch.
Burn the witch. Burn the ash and bone. Burn the witch. Burn the ash and bone.
Yeah,
look, over there.
Seriously, Misty had no fucking lines.
That's okay. Neither did Strings. It's okay.
No. Okay, Strings technically has lines because Strings it has his mouth moved specifically by Merrick. So Strings is technically an actual character. Hi, Rex. You're looking much more evil than normal.
Way more buff.
Yes, way more buff. I don't understand why Rex all of a sudden has all of these bulging muscles, but yeah, Rex turns out to be the leader of the Dark Signers, specifically because he's got the final piece of the Signer Dragon on him. I forget which one he has, because I think Jack's got wings, Yusei's got head, and I think Akiza's got either tail or body, and Luna has the other piece, and then Rex has the final piece.
That really is just a silly thing about Yu-Gi-Oh! Because it is canon that the more muscular you are, the more evil you are. That's why Anubis in Yu-Gi-Oh! The movie was freaking jacked, bro. But they got all this muscle, but they can't use it because all these characters ever do is try to defeat an opponent in a card game.
And one of the more ironic things about Rex having all that muscle is that his strategy is very specifically not based on attack points. It isn't. He's trying very specifically to use Raska, the Phoenix Earthbound Immortal, and use its effect in order to cut our life points down to 100, and then burn us down with a smaller card.
Max
Warrior, use your effect to run over the tricky. Thank you. Also, this is where we actually get to see a lot of Yusei's more defensive monsters, specifically Shieldwing, take really good precedence. Shieldwing is a card that I really wish existed earlier in Yu-Gi-Oh's life, but it does actually debut during 5Ds, and I love the damn thing. It is not as good as Marshmallon. Very few things are as good as Marshmallon, but Shieldwing really fucking tries to be as good as Marshmallon.
It definitely tries, yes.
So Rex has got his Mausoleum of the Emperor out. He's got 2 monsters. Now he's going to actually go into what his actual deck is supposed to do. The Sun Dragon loop between Sun Dragon Inti and Moon Dragon Quila.
Oh yeah, I remember this. Cause I was trying to remember, like, why does that Apocado Quill look so familiar?
Because you got like 40 of them in your Bolt Commons while you were farming for the 5D stuff.
Yes. Junk Archer.
We've got Junk Archer, we've got Stardust Dragon. The issue that I have now specifically is that it's going to be extremely difficult for me to overpower Sun Dragon Inti, and I do need to overpower it in order to take it down. Because, well, if I use a card effect on it, it's going to get resurrected by Quila.
This game is starting to look pretty burny, if you know what I mean.
Alright, yeah, we're going to use Junk Warrior to bring back Tuning Wear.
Yep, and then you can do, but then who do you...
bring back Hedgehog.
Stardust, but Stardust Dragon can't run over Sun Dragon Inti. All we can do is take out the Tricky this turn.
But we can actually go. We can actually use. Come on.
No. Yet. Nice. I think we got just enough attack power to do it.
Let's see. That should put us to 32, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yep, 32. Yay!
Yeah, we couldn't get the tuning wear. Actually, no, because tuning wear is a level 1.
We weren't allowed to use the tuning wear because very specifically its effects are negated by Junk Warrior.
Yes.
All right. Annotation Skirnet was specifically trying to mention that the Majestic Dragon itself is not one of the bigger problems with the Majestic Dragon Synchros. Majestic Dragon is actually relatively easy to use with Yusei's rendition of Junk Stardust. The problem ends up being that, well, now what do we do? Because although we managed to kill Inti, it costs us the game. Because now we can't, run over anything else.
No. You're supposed to put Quillbolt Hedgehog in the graveyard.
First, I have to actually use my Speed Warrior effect. Thank you. Then I can run over a Potaquill.
Okay, granted, you did need to do that, but you really got to get that Quillbolt Hedgehog in the graveyard.
And what will putting Quillbolt Hedgehog into the graveyard allow me to do, Mr. Cloud?
Well, on a later turn, because this is Yusei we're talking about, there's a high probability he's going to draw into a tuner that will allow you to use Quillbolt Hedgehog's effect. But then again, if we didn't, then we would have lost that turn, so I guess it can't be helped. However, that Sonic chick is going to be clutch.
is promising to be a very nice blocker here, and then he summons Shining Angel. Alright, in the next episode, we will take down Rex Goodwin. Be safe, everybody. Yeah, we didn't even get to fight Rosca. Bleh.